Hello. I'm probably riding my bike. Spring here is a short window of wearing nice clothes. In the winter it's just down jacket every day, and in the summer it's just shorts and t-shirt. Spring and autumn is the time where you get to wear some nice lighter layers. They both pass far too fleetingly though. I feel like the weather in England is more conducive to wearing cool clothes. It never gets that cold in the winter and never gets that hot in the summer, so you can wear some nice layers. You might be surprised to know that I've never worn a pair of bib cycling shorts. Not making a bold anti-lycra statement. They're just not really my kind of thing. People always said I'll end up wearing them eventually, the more I get into riding bikes. But I've just never had the urge. Bib shorts have a great purpose if you're going for long rides and you're focused on racing and performance. But they don't really make sense if your metrics are how many coffees you're going to have and how many delicious bowls of noodles you can find. Riding bikes is a way of life for me and just the way I get around. So I don't want to have to think about suiting up in the cycle-specific clothes every time I go out. I just like wearing my regular clothes and looking relatively stylish, hopefully. I ride my bike to get to work, go to the cafe, meet friends, not to set records. So I wear what I'd normally wear off the bike, maybe some small differences. I like clothes that feel good with nice fabrics, well made, and they look decent as well. I try to be conscious of where they're made as well, and generally the conditions of the factories of where they're made. I think the questions I get the most about riding bikes in my regular clothes is sweating. People seem to be scared of getting a bit sweaty, but honestly I don't think it's really a big deal. A little sweat is normal. And when you ride often, I think your body adjusts. When it gets really hot in the summer, I'm going to be sweating just walking around anyway. Sometimes it can be even almost more refreshing to be riding than walking. Also, if you're just riding slow, not in a rush to get anywhere, you're not going to sweat as much anyway. Cycling doesn't need a uniform, and you don't need to dress the part to be a cyclist. I'm on my way to have a coffee with my friend who loves clothes even more than me. You've probably guessed that he has a nice bike already as well. Here we are for another coffee at Town Pond Coffee. Meeting my friend Joe from Calico. Grateful to be friends with Joe, especially since we collaborated on the Probably Riding Calico flat white shirt. I really appreciate that he gave me that unique experience of working together, taking measurements, creating a shirt together, and sharing the process of that with me. It was super fun to see. And of course, those who like bikes usually have more in common, like clothes, music, coffee, good food, and more. Joe's lucky enough to have his office just a 5-minute bike ride from Town Pond Coffee. If I was working this close, I'd be going every day. Let's head over to Calico now. I've got to go and pick up a few more shirts to deliver to some friends. The way to Calico is mostly back streets, and then a typical Seoul bike lane, or a typical one away from the Han River bike path. Kind of meandering on and off the road, on the pavements, and avoiding cars cutting across. I guess it's still better than sharing the road with cars, but I still love a better designed bike lane. There's certainly space for it if you look how wide the road is. Maybe some of you watching with zero bike infrastructure are wondering what I'm complaining about and think I should be grateful. And I am. But we can always wish for more and better. I'm quite happy to be riding on this, but would you be happy with kids riding on it? Or people with less cycling experience? I'm not sure. Maybe I've been spoilt by seeing and riding on the kind of infrastructure that they have in places like Copenhagen and Amsterdam. Mild rant over, let's enjoy the nice spring weather and the fun bike ride with a friend. I like how Joe has his surly long-haul trucker set up, and I think it looks cool with my Atlantis. The colour of my frame and his tyres and bag complement each other quite nicely. Through the back streets of El Giro, and we've arrived at the Calico showroom. Carrying our bike up the stairs, because I didn't bring my lock today, and into the showroom of beautiful clothes. I love the style of Calico. It's not following trends. He's just making good quality clothes that he likes. That will last a long time, and I think are timeless. I think Calico's denim pieces are their standout, but they have a lovely variety of different fabrics and textures. We should hopefully have some more shirts on the way, and I'd love to try some other items as well. Watch this space. Precious cargo of a couple more flat white, probably riding Calico shirts, ready to be delivered to some more friends. I've been loving seeing all of you who have bought them, posting pictures of you wearing them. It's cool to see on different bodies and different ways and styles people are wearing them. Some are wearing open with a t-shirt underneath, some are wearing buttoned all the way to the top, and then some choose to unbutton one or two at the top. Really cool to see. Just a short trip out on the bike today. I'm going to head home, but I'm going to try a new route and see if I can find anything cool on the way. This new route involves some steep hills, which is all part of the fun, and even an elevator. I think if I turned to the next corner I could have just ridden up the hill. Seoul is incredibly mountainous, and I live on the south side of this mountain, Namsan. And to get to the city centre, I've got to go to the other side of it. Quite often I cycle around it the long way, but I do enjoy going up and down it too. A quick stop off for some refreshments at the Pyeongjam, or the convenience store. Ready to ride up the hill. You probably noticed that I quite often ride on the pavement or the sidewalk. Officially, in Korea, you're not meant to, but a lot of slow, casual cyclists do. I avoid doing it if there's lots of people or it's smaller. But when it's quieter like this, and I feel like riding slowly up the hill is going to be kind of dangerous, then I like to stay off the road. But if it feels safe enough, yes, I would ride on the road first. I remember seeing a sign in Japan saying, if there are rules, there is freedom. And I think that's partially true. But Korea is a little less rigid in terms of following the rules than Japan. I think sometimes bending the rules a bit can be fine, as long as you're not a complete menace to other people. I like to think I'm a fairly considerate cyclist. And if I'm riding places with pedestrians, I go slow and give them space to go first. Up through this nice little park, which is surprisingly quiet. A park with some statues of some prominent leaders for Korean independence. And some lovely views of the city and Namsan. And the best view of my bike. I was talking about clothes earlier, so the prime opportunity for a spring fit check. I love wearing these lighter layers after the long winter. I've got And Wonder nylon hiking trousers, New Balance 610 with anonymousism socks, a navy Arpenter t-shirt, and my favourite work jacket from Oslo. I love the fit and the feel of the denim on this jacket. And I can't forget the Battenware corduroy cap. Perhaps it's a crime that in the video where I went to Calico, I'm not wearing any Calico clothes in the fit check. Half my wardrobe is from Calico nowadays, so I'm sure some future fit checks will have plenty of their clothes. The park got kind of busy during my fit check, so I thought I'd walk the rest of the way out. I'm now ready to get back on the bike for a nice long descent all the way home. I could have done a whole video about spring style, cycling style, but maybe I'll try and do just a short fit check in a lot of my videos. For most of spring it's just light nylon hiking trousers, a t-shirt and some kind of work jacket. What kind of clothes do you like to wear when you're riding? It depends greatly on where you live and what kind of riding you do. If you're living in Southeast Asia where it's hot and humid all the time, I guess it's mostly shorts and t-shirt throughout the year. I love going through these seasonal changes and transitions and switching up my wardrobe as the year passes. It's exciting getting my lighter layers out of the wardrobe again and trying on pieces that I forgot about over the winter. Small reminder for some out there. It's interesting that this sign was only in English, not in Korean. After all that climbing, I'm feeling a bit peckish. And around this neighbourhood, near Haebangchon, there's only one place to go. Down into my old former stomping ground of Haebangchon and heading to a Haebangchon stalwart, a veteran. Of course, it's Casablanca Moroccan sandwich, the best sandwich in Seoul. I always go for the chicken. They're all good, but the chicken's the best, with some fried potato inside. Worth the extra 2001. Filled to the brim with delicious marinated chicken, harissa sauce, a bit of salad and the fried potato. Demolished very quickly. I actually came back here a few days later and saw someone, a subscriber, with a very nice new, old new, vintage Specialized with lovely new parts from Velo Orange and Corbett's. I wish I'd taken a photo or video of their bike, but it was lovely that they came to say hi. And it's always fun to talk about bikes with someone new. And they seemed pretty happy to be riding around in their regular clothes as well. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed another video of me riding around Seoul, drinking some delicious coffee and eating delicious food. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you later.